We're ready. Are we ready? Okay, we are ready. Hello my lovely readers and queers, welcome back to my channel. I am Franny and today I have a very exciting video for you because today I am going to show you all the books that I got in the UK, that I bought while I was in the UK. If you have been on this channel for a while, you might know that my wife has spent 6 months in the UK for her semester abroad for her PhD, and I went to visit her a few times, you know, as a good wife should do. She's back now. She came back at the beginning of March, but over the last 6 months while she was there, I've been to the UK 5 times, I think, 4 times to visit her. Once for our honeymoon. We decided to have our honeymoon in the UK because she already had the visa, and if you don't know that, if you don't hold a European or American passport, North American passport, it is very hard to get a visa to enter the UK. So we took advantage of the situation to have our winter honeymoon in the UK, and it was a bliss. But we're here for the books, so I got some books and I would love to show them to you. Some of them I got from actual bookstores, others I got from World of Books, which I think is a British online bookseller. I don't know if it also has a physical location somewhere, but I bought these from the website, and they sell both new and used books, and I only got used books and there was a promotion, so I got these books for very cheap and they're all in very good conditions, almost new conditions, and I'm very excited about that. And then I also got other things that are not quite book related, but I still want to show them to you because they're very cute and I did buy them during my time in the UK. So without further ado, let's begin with the book haul. So first I'm going to show you a book that I've been looking for a very long time, and I could not find it online for the life of me. Found it on Amazon at some point and I bought it, but it was not being shipped. So it was like it was not actually there. I don't know why. Don't ask me. I don't know. But it is Nettle Black by Nat Reeve. I've heard about this book from Willow's channel. I will leave their channel linked in the description down below because I think they are an amazing booktuber. They talk about a lot of queer books, especially underrated ones or queer books that are not as popular, and this is one of those. I haven't seen this book anywhere else, but it sounds absolutely amazing. I don't want to know too much about this one, so I'm not going to tell you too much about this one, but I watched Willow's review of this book and I was like, okay, I need to get it. I will read you something from the back. Told through journal entries and letters, Nettle Black is a subversive and playful ride through the perils and joys of finding your place in the world, challenging myths about queerness, particularly transness, is a modern phenomenon, while exploring the practicalities of articulating queer perspectives while you're struggling for words. Like, doesn't that sound absolutely amazing? It is a historical fiction book that I can tell you. I do not know if it has paranormal elements or if it's just a weird queer historical fiction book, but I cannot wait to get into it. One thing that you guys have to explain to me, if you are from the UK or if you are a consumer of British novels and British books as a physical product, why the hell is the font so freaking tiny? Why? When I read with my eyeballs, I usually read from my Kobo. Like, that's my lifestyle now. I rarely read physical books because I commute a lot for work every day. Actually, back and forth, at least 1.5 hours I spend every day on the train. It is just easier to bring the Kobo with me instead of physical books that might be heavier or thicker or whatever. I usually set a bigger font size so that I don't have to strain my eyes too much because I'm already tired from working at the laptop all the freaking day, every day, 5 days a week. This font does not need to be this tiny, okay? Have smaller margins, have more pages, even though it would make this book even thicker than what it already is. I don't think I was able even to find the ebook of this one on Libby or other apps like that. So this was the only way I could get to read this book, and it's going to take me a lot of effort. Like, my eyes are not gonna be happy, but hopefully I will be happy as a reader. Hopefully this is a good one and the effort will be worth it. Oh, and this book I got from Gaze the Word, which is this incredible bookstore in London that sells, I think, exclusively queer books. There were so many, like shelves and shelves and shelves. I was astounded by how many queer novels they had. Like, there's no excuse not to read queer books. Whatever genre you like, whatever format you like, whatever type of story you like, you can find it if you want to read queer books. So it was just so lovely to see, and I'm so happy that I got this book from their bookstore. I really wanted to go there, and I went with some very lovely people, and we had the best of time, and I'm just so happy that that day happened the way it did, and I cannot wait. Let's move on to the 6 books I think that I got from World of Books. All the books that I got from that website are used, but I do care about the conditions in which I buy a book. I'm fine if it's used, but all of these were either like new when you read the conditions of the book, when you get used books, or very good conditions. Like, I didn't get any good conditions or acceptable. I cannot buy those books. I can ruin a book, but it has to be me, the owner. So, and I have to say that I'm very, very happy with the conditions in which these books are. So let me show it to you, and you can be the judge of that. So the first one that I want to show you is Stay Another Day by Juno Dawson. I hope that you can see like how shiny and just beautiful and gorgeous the cover is. I already read this book. I've talked about it previously on my channel. I will try to leave you the links of the videos in which I talked about this one. I think I read it in either 2021 or 2022. I listened to the audiobook. It was so good. I am loving all the Juno Dawson books that I am reading. This is a queer YA, borderline YA new adult novel that is set during the Christmas time over the course of 3 days. It goes from 22nd till 25th of December. So it covers those days leading up to Christmas. And it is about 3 siblings that go back home for the Christmas holidays, and chaos ensues. As with all Juno Dawson books, it is funny, it is serious, it is dark, but it also is very lighthearted at times, and I just loved it. And the thing is, I loved the audiobook. I think that when I reread this book, because I will reread this book, I will be re-listening to the audio because I just loved the narrator so much, but I did want to have a physical copy of this one because I really loved it, and I want to support Juno Dawson and everything she's doing. And also some chapters of this one are narrated from the house's point of view, and that's just great. When Christmas time comes around, pick this one up. The Trouble with Women by J.K. Fleming. Now, this is kind of like a satirical, humorous, non-fiction graphic novel. From what I understood, it is kind of a humorous history of women's condition throughout time. It is quite brilliant. I will read you just the very first 2 pages, just so that you can understand the vibe, and also because there's a connection sort of with the special book that I want to talk to you about later. In the olden days, there were no women, which is why you don't come across them in history lessons at school. There were men, and quite a few of them were geniuses. Then there were a few women, but their heads were very small, so they were rubbish at everything apart from needlework and croquet. So you see, this is kind of like the tone of this book, and I think it's going to be quite hilarious and thought-provoking, and I just love the style and the illustrations. And the reason why it was such a success is that, first of all, it's in great conditions, apart from this sticker, which is very annoying. But if you look at it, what the sticker says is that this book is signed by the author, which I did not know, but here it is. It is signed. So I will try to remove the sticker without damaging the book, but I accept the sticker because this book is signed, and I was not expecting that, and I think I got it for like £2-3, so great. Another book that I am ecstatic to finally have in my possession is French Milk by my beloved Lucy Nicely. I've talked about Lucy Nicely before on my channel many times. The last one was in my catch-up video that I made before I got married in December, and in that one I was talking about something new, which was Lucy Knisley's graphic memoir about her wedding and her experience planning her wedding, and how to make it unique, how to not cancel her bisexual identity because she was marrying a man, and how to not fall prey into the whole industry that surrounds wedding that wants brides to just spend and go crazy. I love Lucy Knisley. I love her so much. And French Milk is one of her earliest works. I don't know if it was quite the first one, but it was definitely one of the first ones. And I did not have it in my collection. And this is about a 6-week trip that she and her mother took to Paris when each of them was facing a milestone birthday. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it, as I did with all the other graphic memoirs of hers that I've read so far, but I'm just very excited to have this one because it doesn't feel like her other graphic novels, like to the touch, you know? It feels like an old-time comic book of sorts. You can see that it's one of her firsts, and I cannot wait. Next, I have a very short novel that I do not know much about, and that is A Sunday in Ville de Vrai by Dominique Barbery. I probably butchered the title, the name, everything, because French and I do not... It's a doomed, failed relationship there. But I've heard about this book on the Books Unbound podcast. I've actually seen it in the video. I love the Books Unbound podcast, but I prefer to listen to it while watching the actual video that you can watch on their YouTube channel and not just listening to it. Ariel got this book on one of her trips, and it just sounded quaint, and for some reason it just caught my interest. This should be about the relationship between two sisters. One of them is going to visit the other in the French countryside, and they are going to spend a Sunday together and just, I'm guessing, talk and reminisce about things. I hope I'm going to love it. I really like this cover. I think it's very unique, and it is a very short read, so hopefully I get to it soon and I like it. Next up is a graphic novel, actually graphic memoir, that I could not wait to hold in my hands, and that is Feelings by Manjit Thap, A Story in Season. I've read this book digitally in January, and I loved it so much that I had to have a physical copy because I loved the illustrations. I loved how the author played with palettes and colors and also different layouts throughout the book, and it is about her seasonal depression and how her mood changes throughout the seasons and how she copes with those changes. I cannot wait to reread it in physical form sometime in the future. I just thought it was beautiful and I wanted to have it in my collection, and I am so happy that I did. And the last book that I got from World of Books that I have to show you is one that I have not read yet, but I really wanted to have the physical copy because I own the physical copy of this author's debut, and I am talking about, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. I'm looking at it and it's so gorgeous. I'm talking about The Evolving Truth of Ever Stronger Will by Maya McGregor. I have read and loved and reviewed. The video is up on my channel. You can go see it. I will leave it linked, you know, in the usual places. Their debut was The Many Half-Lived Lives of Sam Sylvester. I loved that book. I had listened to the audiobook of that one actually, and it was so good. They had used a non-binary voice actor for a non-binary main protagonist, which I thought was so incredible, you know, such an incredible thing to do. However, they did not make an audiobook of this one. I do not understand why. I am very disappointed by that. Stop the press. Stop the press. I have breaking news. I have to issue a correction, okay? Because things have changed for the better. You have to understand here the situation, okay? The Evolving Truth of Ever Stronger Will came out in July, okay? On 19th of July last year, 2023. And since then, I have religiously, diligently, regularly been checking if the audiobook was out there, if it existed, if it had been made, if it had been published at some point. I think I checked at least once every few weeks, once a month, and at the end of last year I just stopped because it was becoming pathetic and I had lost all hope. I gave up. I admit it. I am not proud of it, but I give up because it had been too long. It had been 6 months. But then when I started editing, I was like, okay, you know what? I will check just once more, because I want to make sure that the information that I'm providing, that I'm giving, is correct. And lo and behold, it was there. It was there. We have an audiobook of The Evolving Truth of Ever Stronger Will. I repeat, we have the audiobook, and not only do we have an audiobook of the book, it is such a good news that even the sun came out and is now blinding me. I changed angle. I hope that you can see properly because now I'm blind. The sun was too strong in my eyes. I can't see shit. And everything is red dots. But as I was saying, the audiobook is narrated by the one and only Vico Ortiz. And for those of you who don't know, Vico Ortiz is the non-binary actor who played Jim on Our Flag Means Death. I love them as an actor and they have such an incredible voice, and I am so excited that they are narrating this audiobook because it is going to be incredible. This book is going to be so good, and that is such a fantastic choice for the voice narrator of this story. I cannot wait. I am so excited. When I found out, I had to make this correction. I had to do this because this is the best news that I could ever receive. After months and months of searching and not giving up, I got it. I got what I wanted. I am so freaking happy. I think Maya McGregor is such an underrated queer author of queer YA stories, and that needs to change. I want to read all their books. I want to shout out all their books, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Also, this book was and is, it still is, on my 24 books to read in 2024 TBR challenge that I have not started tackling yet. But this book is on the challenge, so I'm going to read this one this year, and I'm going to talk about it on this channel this year. And I just cannot. Isn't it a gorgeous cover? Just look at it. Just look at it. Isn't it gorgeous? It is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my god, I'm getting excited. I cannot wait to read this book. I only have one more book to show you, and you guys, this is a special one. Okay, so this is a very special book that I got for £12 from a used bookstore in Edinburgh called Armchair Books. It's called Inquire Within Upon Everything. And I have to read you the intro of the Wikipedia page for this one. You will understand why, because this is history, okay? This is a historical artifact. Okay. Inquire Within Upon Everything is a how-to book akin to a short encyclopedia for domestic life, first published in 1856. The editor was Robert Kemp Phillip. Now, I have done some research. They have published many other editions of this one, okay, throughout time. As the years went by, they of course revised those editions, you know, removing some things that were not as important anymore, adding new things that were more relevant for the times. These books, the different editions, were scanned, and those scanned pages are available on like online libraries. And I think from what I was able to see and research, that this edition that I'm holding is from the 1870s. This book is 150-ish years old. Okay, this book is older than I'll ever be. But I mean, you can see, right? You can see that it is a very old book that I will have to learn how to care for. I think I'm just going to buy one of those like glass deep frames where you can just put objects, and I'll just put it there and leave it there and just open the frame when I want to read something from it. It is just so peculiar, you know? It is, oh my god, I'm hearing it creaking. It is just such a peculiar book. You know, it is basically written like an encyclopedia, and if you go look at the index, like it has things like how to make certain desserts and how to play croquet, which was the game slash sport, I don't know, that was mentioned in this other book. This is the reference that I was talking to you about. But it also has things such as what to do in case of a fire, or how to clean the house, how to entertain guests, how to dress appropriately to go to a certain event, how to dance at balls, and things like that. There are just so many different things inside this book that, oh my goodness, it is so special, it is so beautiful, it is so precious, and this is history, you know? It is a piece of history, and I am so excited to own this book. I don't know why, I don't know when exactly I'll be reading this book and how I'll be reading this book when I get around to it, but I'm just happy to have it. I'm just happy to own a piece of history, even though technically everything that exists is a piece of history, but you know what I mean, right? And with that one, we are done with the books. The book whole part of this video is over. I do have one bookish item that I want to show you because I think it's just the cutest thing. One of the times that I went to Reading, we went to this lovely museum. Oh my goodness, it was so precious. The Museum of British Rural Life, I think that was the name, and we spent, I think, a couple of hours there because then we had other places we had to be, but there were so many things, and I honestly wish we could have spent much more time there, because you know, if you go through all the different eras and you actually want to read all the texts and all the things that are on display throughout the museum, you really need more time. I just found it so fascinating. We had the best time, and I found at the souvenir shop, I found this, oh my goodness, this cloth bookmark. It is the cutest thing ever. I think I paid 50 cents for it, something like, it was less than £1. I'm so sure of that. It is so cute, so colorful. Oh my god, when I saw it, I was like, I have to get it. The idea, first of all, of a cloth bookmark is just fascinating. I wanted to have one, but then I saw these cute elephants and the colors. I mean, what are we talking? This is the cutest thing. Oh my goodness, I am so happy that I got it. Anyways, this is one of the things that I got. And the other thing that I want to show you, because I'm just so in love with it, it is so cute, is this, oh my goodness, I cannot wait to use it, is this lovely mug. Just look at it. Just look at it. Oh my goodness. When we went on our honeymoon, we stayed at an apartment in London. The owner of that apartment had a very cute ceramic mug that was kind of like this, like was smooth here and then kind of rough on the bottom. And I loved that mug. And I told wifey, oh my goodness, I want something like that, because I just loved it so much. It was so cute. But we didn't really find anything like that. And so, you know, the honeymoon was over fine. But then the second time we went to London, that was in March, we went to Covent Garden, which was one of the places where I totally wanted to go to on our honeymoon, but then I fell sick on our honeymoon, which was just, you know, the greatest thing ever. We didn't end up going because I was sick and I stayed in bed for like 3 days of the honeymoon when we were supposed to just gallivant around London. Anyways, in March, we went to Covent Garden finally, and it was just so beautiful. I loved that whole area. And we went to this shop that was called Sass & Bell, and they had such cute objects, and among those objects they had this cute mug, and oh my goodness, I just love it. I love the colors, I love that it's ceramic, I love the feel of it, and Charlie! I am so happy that I found it and that I found, you know, the exact type that I wanted. And this was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching it. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments down below if you have read any of the books that I showed you, if you would like to. And also, please let me know if you've ever been to the UK. What's your favorite place, your favorite town, city? What was the best thing that you did in the UK? What's the thing that you like the most about the UK? Because I definitely want to go back, and I would love to, you know, have some recommendations, suggestions of things to do, to eat, to visit, anything and everything you can think of. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to chat to you about it. I don't think I'll be back anytime soon, unfortunately. It's going to be a few years, but I did have the best time. I did meet the best people ever, and I cannot wait to go back. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you very soon with my next video. Until then, have a good one, take care, and keep reading queer books. Warm hugs. Bye.